I have the Bad Boy MZ Magnum. Now we're going to do some maintenance on this thing, and other than this little handle that I've added to it, it is pretty much factory. I am going to go through using the manual here so we can get it as correct as possible. So first off, if you need to do an oil change on this thing, the little filter is back here, of course, on the engine, right down here, and you drain it underneath and of course fill it in from up here. Now I'm not going to do an oil change in this video because I already have a video on exactly how to do it. So if you'd like to look at that, I will put a link to it in the description. But if you are going to do an oil filter, make sure you get the correct oil for yours. I have the one that is specifically designed for my engine. It's 10W30 synthetic and it has extra zinc for added durability. Also make sure you get the correct oil filter that is specifically designed for your engine. I'm actually going to upgrade mine. This is a little bit better performance oil filter that actually fits it. Yours might be able to use something like this. You can do a little research and find that out. But otherwise, if not, always go with the factory one. Here's a quick look of what the mower maintenance schedule will look like if you have the booklet. If you don't have your booklet, you can find this online on their website. Other than the oil change, here are a number of things you need to look at and keep maintenance up on. If you look right here, there is a zert fitting. There's one here, one here. There is one right down there on that little bolt and pulley. And then there's one, you can't see it, but it's almost directly under the battery, under the frame here. There is another. Those need to be greased with the appropriate grease at least annually, if not at every oil change. Now adding grease into those little zert fittings, it may not seem like much, but it can help with your steering, it can help with the engagement of your pulleys, and with your pump that's underneath. The next step is to check all the nuts and bolts on your mower. For example, there's 4 right there on that wheel. A lot of people also forget about the ones that are right here in the top of our casters. You need to take this, pop this little top off, tighten it up, and all the little nuts and bolts all around your mower. If you don't do this over time, they will work themselves loose and cause potential issues. So make sure you definitely check those and get them tightened up. Now another filter that a lot of people forget is right down here. It's right near your oil check, and it is your fuel filter. That needs to stay clean and you need to change it periodically. And when you do that, make sure, of course, you get the appropriate piece. Now this one right here, I believe is a slight upgrade from the current one that's on there. I made sure that it worked and fit, but otherwise, make sure you get the same exact one that you have so you know that it fits. Also, when you're installing your fuel filter, see that little arrow? Make sure you have that in the right direction or you could cause major problems. Next, we need to check our air filter. In my case, it is right here under this little lid here. See if I can pop this off for you and show you. Right there. Ooh, yeah, you can see how nasty that is. It is definitely needs a change. Now that is a very important component of this, because if it can't breathe, then it's not going to work. Now, of course, be very specific about the filter that you buy. Make sure you get the right one, because I know for this particular engine, it had 2 or 3 varieties of air filters that were supposed to work, but there was only this one that actually would fit in its place. All the others were a little too big or a little too small. So make sure you verify that. You can look right here on the top of your filter a lot of times and see the number right about there, but get the exact filter or you can have problems getting it installed. Next up, we need to check the air pressure in our front and our back tires. Now, I know this should be really easy to remember, but I actually forgot to check these one season, and it was one of these two. I think it was this tire actually went flat on me, popped off the rim, and I was stuck. So make sure you check those at the beginning of every season. I would also highly recommend getting some kind of a battery operated air pump so that you can pump up your tires and you don't have to be right at your garage or workshop to do it. This is actually what saved me when my tire popped off. I was able to jack it up, use this, got it pumped back up, and I was able to finish out the day. Now these mowers also have another type of oil. It's called like a hydrostatic or something like that. And if you look underneath here, you'll see the pumps on each side and the pulleys and everything that run it. Some of these mowers have the ability to change out your fluids and the filters, and some do not. Mine does not. I'm sad I don't have that, so I can't keep the maintenance up on those. But you can look it up, and if yours does have them, I highly recommend changing those periodically so you have fresh oil all in your pumps. We also need to keep track of our spark plugs. I have one here on this side and one right here on the other side. It's a good idea to check those yearly and just make sure everything has the right gap and that they look okay. So you can pop this cap off, unscrew them, get in there and check those. There are also a number of other things we need to keep track in. For example, making sure your connections on your batteries are tight, making sure all the belts look clear and are not worn away, make sure you don't have anything that looks like it's been worn, like any hoses or wires, anything that could cause potential issues. Just kind of glance over your mower every time you use it. And again, of course, check the tire pressure and just make sure everything looks good. And let me just reiterate one more time, make sure you get online, find your manual for your mower, because every single one of these can be a little bit different. You can have a different engine, different deck size, different routing of all your belts, and differences in all your filters as well. So just get online, find exactly what you have, and follow those maintenance schedules.